didn't ride a horse, but if I did ride a horse, who broke those windows on Fifth Avenue?
What windows?
You know what windows, and how about that college sap? Yeah.
Fast, funny, and the epitome of glamour, Carole Lombard would reign supreme as the queen of screwball comedy in the 1930s. While her face helped make her famous, it also told the story of a woman filled with depth and determination. She was born Jane Alice Peters on October 6, 1908 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the youngest of 3 children. Her mother, Bess, decided to take the kids and head west to California. The family settled in Los Angeles, where young Jane Alice dreamed of a career as an actress and landed her first role at 12 years old. She was finally signed by Fox Films at 16 years old, and her name was changed to Carole Lombard. Things were going well, and roles were on the horizon when misfortune struck. Carole was in a devastating car accident that sent shards of glass into her face and caused considerable damage to her cheek, left eyebrow, and upper lip. Her mother feared this would lead to permanent disfigurement and end Carole's career. Plastic surgery was performed, and Carole had a long period of recovery. The scars would remain, but she was able to hide them with lighting, hair, and makeup. During this time, her ambition and resolve only grew stronger. Fox canceled her contract, but through a friend, she found work as a bathing beauty for comedy pioneer Max Sennett. She learned comedy timing from the best in the business. While growing up, her older brothers taught her a variety of curse words, which came in handy.
I'm a fake, huh? I'm a fake. What are you and that phony Santa Claus Oliver Stone slobbering and drooling over me? That's for the heroines of history.
Using foul language often disarmed predatory males in Hollywood and stopped them in their tracks. After several career setbacks, she signed a 7-year contract with Paramount Pictures. In 1931, Carole co-starred in the film Man of the World opposite William Powell. He was almost twice her age, but they fell fast and married the same year.
And I'm grateful to you because you helped me to beat life. But that doesn't mean that we have to fall in love.
Well, if you don't want to, but I'd make a wonderful wife.
Well, not for me, I'm afraid.
In 1932, she made the film No Man of Her Own with Clark Gable. While both stars were married to other people at the time, they got along well on set. Carole was a prankster, and as a nod to his overacting, she presented Clark with a giant ham with his face emblazoned on it. While some men would have gotten angry, Clark seemed amused. Their romance wouldn't begin until 4 years later in 1936. Meanwhile, Carole's career continued to soar, and in 1934, she made the screwball comedy classic 20th Century with John Barrymore. Directed by Howard Hawks, it is still regarded today as a classic in the genre. While her marriage to William Powell quickly unraveled, they remained friends and occasional co-stars. After their divorce, she began an intense relationship with crooner Russ Columbo. One day, he was examining an antique pistol when it accidentally fired and shot him between the eyes. This led to his untimely death in 1934 at only 26 years old. The news shattered Carole, and knowing of his mother's frail condition, she participated in the family fiction that Russ was simply away on tour. His mother would never learn the truth. In 1936, Carole was busy making a trio of films that included The Princess Comes Across, Love Before Breakfast, and My Man Godfrey opposite William Powell. It landed her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress.
You use such lovely big words. I like big words. What does it mean?
That same year, she reunited with Clark Gable at the Mayfair Ball, but this time would be different. The heat between them was undeniable, and they were a couple from that night on. Carole was outspoken, tough, and assured. The king of Hollywood had met his match, and they reigned supreme as Hollywood's power couple of the day. Unfortunately, their life was not without problems. Gable was still technically married to his second wife when he was living with Carole. In 1938, Photoplay magazine ran an article exposing Hollywood's unmarried husbands and wives. This caused considerable controversy, given the morally conservative climate of the country. It also spurred Gable to take action and get divorced. Clark and Carole made it official and eloped to Kingman, Arizona in March 1939. They called each other Ma and Pa, and the couple purchased a 20-acre ranch in Encino, California. That same year would be the biggest of Clark's career with the release of Gone with the Wind. Behind the scenes, Carole wanted a child, but suffered several miscarriages. Both stars continued to work at a rapid pace, juggling their busy careers, but the pressure took a toll. Carole grew restless, and Clark was known to have a roving eye and multiple affairs.
What does he do on his day off?
He never tells me.
Oh, he's probably sitting somewhere with some woman on his lap. He's the meanest man I know.
I think he's very mean.
I suppose he's sitting somewhere with somebody on his lap who doesn't care for him at all.
The situation grew worse when Clark was cast opposite Lana Turner in the film Honky Tonk. Lana was several years younger than Carole and a red-hot rising star. In spite of their problems, Carole remained focused on her career and starred for Alfred Hitchcock in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. In December of 1941, Pearl Harbor was bombed, sending the United States into war. Carole plunged into the war effort and went to the Midwest and her home state of Indiana on a bond drive. Fans flocked to see her in person, and she sold $2 million in bonds. Instead of taking the train back to Hollywood as planned, Carole decided to fly home on January 16, 1942. Right before the trip, she and Clark had had a terrible fight, and she was eager to get back. Sadly, she never would. Flight 3 slammed into Potosi Mountain in Nevada, killing all 22 souls on board. Her 1942 film To Be or Not to Be by Ernst Lubitsch was released posthumously and was a big hit. Fans clamored to see her one final time. Clark was shattered, and many of his friends and colleagues said he was never the same. He enlisted in the United States Army Air Corps, and after the war resumed his film career, but the joy was gone. Clark died of a heart attack in 1960. In spite of having 2 more marriages, Clark was interred next to Carole. They rest side by side at Forest Lawn, Glendale. Carole's legacy lives on through her films, and her performances continue to entertain and inspire new generations of fans. For Film Masters, I'm Carrie Bible.